Today we're going to be talking about the word ma'am. We're going to be talking about the spelling and the usage of this word. So let's get started. So before we get into the presentation, go to Google, open up a new tab on your computer or your desktop, type in 1minuteenglish.org and ma'am, okay? This will bring you to the blog post, and it's very important while you're learning a new concept to always read what it is, it is saying, right? So sometimes when people are talking to you, you might remember 20%, but if you read exactly, then that is the best way to remember. So let's answer the question. So ma'am is the correct spelling in English. So we use M-A'-A-M, right? We don't use it like this. We always use it like this. So it's easy to assume there's just one A, but since ma'am is short for madame, this isn't the case. So this is the correct spelling of the word, but there's lots more to think about when you think about this, right? So what is the definition of this word? Well, it's just a shortened version of madame, right? But it's only really popular now in the United States, right? In other parts of the English-speaking world, I've never really heard this, right? It's technically age neutral, right? But it isn't typically seen that way. Younger people, younger women often don't really like to be addressed like that, so they may get offended. So it's always you need to be careful when addressing people you don't know. So when to use ma'am? Well, it can be a sign of respect, right? For somebody older, it depends. You should definitely ask your colleagues and say, is this okay to use this word in this context? I would say in many younger companies I wouldn't use it myself, so you just need to be careful, right? So some alternative to ma'am is just miss, right? Especially when you're writing, you can use this for any woman, and I find that very, very helpful, right? So you can just use this as an alternative, right? The pronunciation is like Ms, like that, so it doesn't refer to any age or marital status. So you can use this for any age, right? And then people will accept you, okay? So that's something that I really like because of that reason, right? You don't have to get into all this dangerous thing of maybe, am I using the right word or not? So what about ma'am? Well, ma'am is another word for mum or mom, right? It's an informal way to call your mother, okay? I probably wouldn't say that in the United States. They say mom is much more common, right, for the mother. But in the UK and Ireland, especially in Ireland, I'm from Ireland, and people often say ma'am for their mother, right? Or mum, right? Both of these are very common in Ireland and the UK. So here's a summary of ma'am versus ma'am. Okay, so if you see ma'am written as ma'am, then it's just a common misspelling. Okay, so that's not the correct way to spell it in written communication. Often it's not really used that often in written communication. It's more for people talking, especially to somebody, maybe in a restaurant or some situation where you don't know the person. So ma'am is short for madame, which is a sign of respect. So remember, it's not always seen like that. Some women get extremely offended when they're called ma'am, so it's best to avoid it. I know in Ireland, if you called someone ma'am, they would be a bit confused and say, what? I don't really, it wouldn't be a common greeting in Ireland. So the alternative is to use miss. That would be a much more safer alternative I would recommend using. So if you are doing a lot of writing for work or school, then I recommend using AI, right? So many people are using ChatGPT to help them now with their writing. So I am an expert in ChatGPT and AI writing. I'm also an English teacher. So I've created a writing course for you to help you with your AI writing. So you can check this type of spelling, ask some extra questions, maybe say, well, is this a good idea in this situation? Or help you with your writing your emails. All of that stuff is really important, right? So I'll leave a link in the first comment to the course, to this page here you can see, and you will be able to buy the course if you want. Thanks for watching.